Hi everyone. Yeah, this is Miss Hiba. I think this is the first time that you see me without the face mask, but yeah, it's because Corona. So I hope you are okay and doing well. And this is the first video that I will record for you. So the concept that we will be using for this online sessions, I will post videos for you with the lesson, and then I will ask you to do some exercises, scan some of them as an assignment and send it for me as a scanned file. Well, I will post a video for you how to do that, so don't worry about it. But the first thing is we need to study, we need to learn the lesson actually, right? So let's start. Let's start with the first lesson. Let me share my screen with you. Yeah. Okay. Let's start from the beginning. Okay, right. So today's lesson is about rounding, how to round numbers, right? So it's the lesson that we didn't do in class. So it's rounding, how to round whole numbers and decimal numbers, right? First question you need to ask yourself, what is rounding? Well, rounding, or to round a number, is to give an approximate value for it. And why this is very important for us to know how to do, or why we need it. It's to simplify our calculations, to simplify the operations that we are using these numbers in. Or another way to see why we need this rounding is when we are dealing with money. Because, for example, you will see in advertisements, they will tell you that, yeah, this iPhone is only for 899. And you will think that, yeah, I'm paying 800 and something. But in reality, you are paying 900 minus something. So rounding the number here to the nearest, let's say, whole number, or the nearest multiple of 10, because this is a whole number, the nearest multiple of 10, will give you an idea to what is the exact value, what is the nearest value, or what is the money that I need to provide for this iPhone here, because this is misleading, and this is what all ads will use for you to make you think that it's not that expensive, the things that you are buying. Yeah. So let's see what are the rules for us how to round these numbers. We will start about how to round whole numbers, right? So imagine I would like to round a number to the nearest 10 or multiple of 10. There are two steps to do, or three steps to do. The first step is I need to look at the units column. Since I'm rounding to the nearest 10, I will go to the right of the tens place, which is the units place, and I will compare that digits to 5. So if the digits of the units column is 5 or more, I will round the number up. It means I will go with the next multiple of 10 that is the closest to that number. If the value is less than 5, I need to round it down. So I need to go to the previous multiple of 10 that is less than the number, the original number that I'm looking at. But let's take an example to understand this. Imagine I have this number here. I have 13,267 to round to the nearest 10, right? So the first thing I need to do is to look at the value, or in the units, right? So the value in the units is 7, and this is the value of the units, right? So the value in the units is 7, and 7 is more than 5 or less than 5. Well, 7 is well, this is what I did. The digit in the units value is 7, and 7 is more than 5. So what I need to do here is to round up the number. It means I will add 1 to the 6 here, that is in the tens value, and I will change whatever other number to the right to the tens value to 0. It means the 13,267, when I will round it to the nearest 10, it will be 13,270. I added 1 to the 6 here, and I ignored whatever value after the tens value. I write that as zeros, right? Let me give you another example to understand this better. All right, imagine I have this number. I have 234, and I would round this to the nearest 10, right? So first thing I need to do, this is the value of the tens, this is the value of the units. I need to focus on the value of the units. The value of the units is 4. Is 4 more or less than 5? Well, it's less than 5. So if I want to round this, it should be rounded down, okay? So I will go to the nearest multiple of 10 that is less than this number, right? So I won't do anything to the value of the tens, so I will write like that. And as I said, I will ignore this value here, so it will go as 0, right? And let me take another example for you. Imagine I have the number 326, right? And I would like to round it to the nearest 10. So I will check the value of the units here. The value of units is more than 5. So I need to round up this number by adding 1 to the value of the tens here. So it will be 330. And I need to ignore every value after the value of tens. So it will be 330. And this is rounded to nearest 10, right? So this is rounded to the nearest 10, right? Okay, let's carry on. So this is the first concept that you need to know, how to round number to the nearest 10. Imagine I would like to round the number to the nearest 100. So I will do the same steps. I will go and look at the digits in the tens column. So it's always I look at the number that is to the right to the place that I'm rounding to. I'm rounding to the nearest 10. I will look at the tens. I'm rounding to the nearest 10. I look at the units. I'm rounding to the nearest 100. I look at the tens. Always like that. So always to the number to the right to the place that I'm rounding to. So look at the digit in the tens column. Yeah, this is the first step. The second step, I will always compare that digit to the value 5, right? So if it's more or equal to 5, I will round up. If it's less than 5, I will round down. So let's take this example. I have 13,247, and I would like to round this to the nearest 100. So since it's rounded to the nearest 100, I need to look at the tens value, right? So look at the tens value, and the tens value is equal to 4. Well, 4 is less than 5. So I need to round down this number. So rounding it down, it means I will go and write this number, the nearest number that is multiple of 100, but that number should be less than 13,247. So this is rounded to the nearest 100. It should be 30,200. That's it. Let's take another example for you to understand this better. Yeah, imagine I have this number 2,340. Let's take another example, 362, for example. I would like to round it to the nearest 100. So I will go and check the value of the tens. Always the number that is to the right, to the place that I'm rounding to. So I'm rounding to the 100 is. I need to check the tens, right? So the value of the tens is 6. And 6 is more than 5, so I need to round up this number. So rounding this up, it will be 2,400. It means I will add 1 to the value 3, and then I will ignore any value or any digits after the new value of the 100 is. So it will be 0, 0 like that. Okay. Another example, if you want. For example, if we have 3,200 and 3,260, for example, I want to round this to the nearest 200, the nearest 100, I'm sorry. So I just need to look at the tens value. The tens value is 6. 6 is more than 5, so it should be 3,300, and I will ignore every value after 3. So this is to the nearest 100. Okay, so this is what you need to do. All right, I hope this is helpful for you. Let's move on. So this is how to round the numbers. Let's say if I would like to round a number to the nearest 1,000. So it's the same thing. I just need to look at the value of the digits in the hundreds column and compare that to 5. If it is 5 or more, I will round up. If it's 5, if it's less than 5, I will round down. An example here. So I have 13,247 to the nearest 1,000. So I need to check the value of the 100 is. The value of the 100 is 2, and 2 is less than 5. So I need to round down the number. And rounding it down, it will be 13,000. 0, 0, 0. This is why I need to ignore all the numbers after the value of the hundredth place, right? So ignore all the values that are less than after the 3, the 100, the thousands value, place value, right? Okay, so this is how you round whole numbers, right? So one number can have a lot of rounding, different values whenever you are rounding it to different places, to different, nearest to different values, right? Okay, let's see how to round decimal numbers, right? So I can round a decimal number to the nearest whole number. Imagine I would like to round the number to the nearest whole number. How will I do that? Well, first thing you need to do is to look at the tens column and check that value and compare it to 5. If it is 5 or more, you need to round up. If it is less than 5, you round it down, right? So let's take an example. I have 13.245. So what is the place of the tenths? The place of the value for the tenths is 2, right? So the first decimal place is 2 here. And 2 is less than 5, so I need to round down the number. And rounding it down, it means I just ignore all the numbers after decimal dot and just take the number that I'm looking for. So it's 13, right? So I ignored all the extra value after decimal dot and I just took the whole number then. Imagine I would like to round this number. I will give you another example. Imagine I would like to round 2.56, right? I want to round it to the nearest whole number. Well, just look at the tenths here. So the value of the tenths is 5. And compare 5 to 5, yeah. 5 is equal to 5. So since it's equal to 5, I need to round up. And rounding it up, it means I will add 1 to the units. So rounding it up means to the nearest whole number is equal to 3. Nearest whole number, yeah? Whole number. So this is how you round a number, a decimal number, to the nearest whole number. All right, another example, maybe it wasn't clear to now. So I have let's take 11.25, 3 to 5. Yeah, so I want to round this number to the nearest whole number. So I will focus on the tenths value. The tenths value is 3. 3 is less than 5. So I will round down this number. It means I will write the same number before decimal door, 11, and I will ignore all of that, right? So the nearest whole number is equal to 11. Nearest whole number. Sorry about the handwriting. Whole number. Right. So this is how to round decimal numbers to the nearest whole number. Yeah, let's carry on. Another way to round decimal numbers is to decimal places. Imagine I would like to round a number, decimal number, to one decimal place. So the first thing I need to do is to check the hundredths column, check that digit, and see if it is more or equal to 5, I will round it up. If it is less than 5, I will round down. So always I'm comparing the digit to the right, the place that I'm rounding to, and compare it to 5. So imagine I have this number, I have 13.257, and I would like to round it to one decimal place. So first, I need to check the value of the hundredths. So the value of the hundredths is 5 here. So the value of the hundredths is 5. Since it is 5, I need to round up, right? So rounding it up, it means I will add 1 to the value in the tens, and I will ignore whatever after that value, the tens, right? So adding 1 to 2, it will be 3, 13.3, and I ignored all the values after that. So the final result for you when rounding to one decimal place is a number, decimal number with only one decimal place. It's like I'm ignoring whatever after the first place of after the decimal, right? Let's take another example. I will give you another example. For example, I would like to round 22.315 like that, and I would like to round this to one decimal place. So 22.315, I will go and check the value of the hundredths. So the value of the hundredths is 1. 1 is less than 5, so I need to round this down. It means I will ignore whatever is after the place of the tenths here and ignore this part, right? So it will be 2.3 to one decimal place, like that. So always compare. So if I'm rounding to one decimal place, look at the number or the digits that is close to the right to this decimal place and compare it to 5. If it is less than 5, ignore everything after this first decimal place, ignore everything and just write the number. If it is more than 5, add 1 to this first decimal place and ignore everything after adding 1. Right, so this is the rule, this is a general rule. Okay, let's carry on. The second thing, imagine I would like to round the number to do decimal places. Well, you guess what you need to do. You need to check the value to the thousandths and compare that to 5. If it is 5 or more, you need to round up. Less than 5, you round down. An example for that, if imagine I have a 13.257 and I would like to round this to decimal places. It means the result should be a number, decimal number with 2 decimal places, not 3. Here it's written with 3 decimal places. Right, so the first thing I need to do is to check the thousandths column. So the thousandths column, I have 7 here. So 7, is it more than 5, less than 5? Yeah, 7 is more than 5, so I need to round up. It means I need to add 1 to this 5 and ignore whatever that comes after that 5. So rounding it to 2 decimal places is equal to 13.26, right? So this is how you round it. Let me give you another example. Imagine I have 2. Let's take 2.3 to 3, right? So I want to round this to 2 decimal places, yeah. So first thing I need to do is to check the hundredths value. The hundredths value is 3, and 3 is less than 5, so I'm rounding down. It means I'm not doing anything to the 2 decimal places here, 2 digits here, so 2.32, and I'm just ignoring this place because it's less than 5. Right. Well, I hope this is helpful for you. Let me know if this is helpful. We will have a Zoom session to go through the exercises. And yeah, let me know if you need more explanation about this. Okay, thanks for watching. See you over Zoom. Bye-bye. See ya.